All right, let's get right into it. Today we're talking about a workflow that is completely changing the game for creating characters with AI. We're finally moving past the guesswork, past the randomness, and into an era of total intentional control. And we're doing it all inside Comfy UI.
So let me ask you something. You've got that perfect character in your head, right? You can see the exact pose, the mood, everything. But getting the AI to actually create that, well, it can feel like you're just rolling the dice over and over. How many times have you just hit generate and hoped for a happy accident?
And hey, for the longest time, that's just how it was. The whole process felt like you were just waiting for lightning to strike. You'd write a prompt, cross your fingers, and then sift through a mountain of images hoping that one of them, just by chance, got the pose right.
And that's really the heart of the problem, right? It's this huge gap between what you imagine and what the AI actually gives you. Before tools like ControlNet came along, it was all just a sea of randomness. The real breakthrough, the real game changer, is when we can hand the AI a precise blueprint of exactly what's in our heads.
So, how do we build that blueprint? Well, it all starts with the pose. And this isn't about fighting with long, complicated prompts anymore. No, this is about getting your hands dirty and taking direct control. And here is the absolute best part. You don't need to be a 3D wizard anymore. Seriously. Remember needing to fire up complex software like Blender just to get a character to stand a certain way? Yeah, those days are pretty much over. Check this out. This is the solution right here. It's a custom node called the 3D Pose Editor. You can just think of it like a little app that snaps right into your Comfy UI workflow. You load up your character model, and you see those little dots? You just grab them. You can literally pull and push the limbs into the exact pose you want, all in real time. Now, what makes this so incredibly accessible is that it uses standard files, like VRM models. If you've ever watched a VTuber, then you've seen a VRM model in action. And you want to know something really cool? You can make your own for free using super easy software like VROID Studio. No 3D degree required. The whole process is just so straightforward. Step 1, load your model. Step 2, grab those little control points and pose your character. Arms, legs, head, you name it. And step 3, once it looks absolutely perfect, you just hit capture and bam! That pose gets sent off as an image to the next part of the process. But wait, it gets even better. It's not just about the pose. This thing has a whole light editor built right in. You can add multiple lights, change their color, their intensity. You can even get realistic shadows on the ground. You're basically a virtual photographer setting up the entire mood of your shot before the AI even sees it. Okay, so now we have our perfect pose, our perfect lighting. It's all set up. So what's next? How do we get the AI to actually listen to all this hard work? Well, that's where the magic of ControlNet comes into play. So what exactly is ControlNet? You can think of it as a way to give the AI very, very strict instructions. Instead of just a text prompt where you're kind of just hoping for the best, you're also giving it that pose image we just made, and that image acts like a non-negotiable guide. The easiest way to picture it is like a scaffold for a building, or maybe even a skeleton. Our pose is the skeleton. It's rigid, it's not going to change. Then the AI comes in and uses our text prompt to add the skin, the clothes, the style, all the cool details. But, and this is the key, it has to follow the shape of that skeleton. The pose is locked in tight. So we've got the pose locked down, the structure is solid. We could stop right there and have something amazing. But why would we? This is where things get really fun, because now we can plug this perfectly posed character into some of the latest and most powerful editing models out there. And this right here is the light bulb moment. Just look at this flow. The image from our pose editor literally plugs straight into the next tool. There's no downloading, re-uploading, none of that clunky stuff. It's just one single smooth pipeline, from a simple 3D pose to a stunning final image. This is what we mean by intentional creation. So what are these new editing tools? Well, for one, there's Q1 Image Edit. This thing is an absolute wizard when it comes to high precision work. It's amazing at things like adding or changing text inside an image, and it does a fantastic job of keeping the original font and style. It also has this really cool feature called dual editing, which means it's not just changing pixels, it actually understands the meaning of what you want to change. And then we've got Flux.1 Context. And its superpower? Unbelievable character consistency. This is huge. You know how hard it is to keep the same character's face consistent across a bunch of different images? Well, Flux is a master at it.
You can take the character you just created, drop them into a totally new background, change their clothes, and they'll still look like them. Okay, so that's a lot of different tools. How do you know when to use which one? It's actually pretty simple. ControlNet is your foundation. That's for locking in the pose and structure. Quen is like your fine detail brush, perfect for delicate work, especially with text. And Flux, that's your character's passport. It lets them travel to new scenes without losing their identity. So when you put all of these pieces together, the super intuitive posing, the rock-solid structural control, and the incredibly advanced editing, you don't just get a new workflow, you're looking at a whole new standard for creative freedom in AI art. It's the way all these parts work together that's so brilliant. You start with posing that anyone can do. You lock in that pose with the power of ControlNet. Then you refine and perfect your image with these amazing new models like Quen and Flux. It all just flows together, taking you from just hoping for a lucky shot to knowing you're going to get a great one every single time. And that's really the most important thing to take away here. This whole setup is for everyone. If you're a beginner who's been kind of scared off by 3D software, this is your open door. And if you're a professional who's been craving more fine-tuned control, well, here it is. This is that next level precision you've been waiting for. This really does flip the whole creative process on its head. We're no longer asking, I wonder what the AI will give me. Now the question is, what do I want to create today? So, with all these barriers gone and all this control in your hands, what character, what story are you going to bring to life?